Hello, everybody. I'm Eric J. Chambers, and welcome to the Cut Chronicles Live here on Facebook. And we are coming to you this afternoon from our all over the country, actually, from here in Southern California, and of course in Atlanta, San Diego, the Inland Empire. We have a fantastic program in store for you. And of course, on yesterday, I celebrated the 26th anniversary of the Jazzspel, my jazz and gospel radio show that airs in San Diego. And to commemorate that 26th anniversary, I have some of my friends with me, and we are going to do what I call a Jazzspel family reunion. So here are some of the people who are going to be a part of the festivities with me today, including Lanee Battle. We've got Terri Carroll, Makeda, and we also have Panther and Mariea Antoinette. Hello, family.
Hey, Eric.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Lanee?
I'm wonderful. Good to be here. Happy anniversary.
Well, thank you. Terri Carroll out of Atlanta is joining us. Terri, how are you today, my friend?
Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me. Happy 26th anniversary Eve.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Makeda, where are you coming? Where are you joining us from?
That IE baby out here where it's 103 degrees and it's all good. Happy anniversary, darling.
Wonderful. And Allen Felton, where are you joining us from? There we go. Well, I thought I'd surprise you a little bit there just to give a few more people time to jump on board.
Like that, man. I like that. You got class.
Absolutely. And Mariea, are you with us? Can you hear us?
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Can the rest of you guys hear Mariea?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, they can hear you.
So a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I don't know what's happening with our sound a little bit here, but we're going to go with it anyway. But nevertheless, you guys, 26 years ago on the 10th, on the 10th of July. Yeah, that's when I debuted the Jazzspel radio show. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to be able to play some of you guys, in fact, all of you. And it has been really a thrill for me. And I want to know, what has it been like for you guys to be able to get airplay on the Jazzspel on, and especially on 98.1. And of course, Lanee, you live here in San Diego, So what has that meant for you over the years?
It's been incredible. It is definitely contributed to my career in the industry. I'm fortunate. Well, I guess it's fortunate.
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere without people recognizing me. You know, my daughter is just like, Mom, every time we go somewhere, somebody always knows you. And that's attributed to the show airing and people hearing me and the opportunity to minister around San Diego and, all over the world. So it's been a blessing.
Awesome. Well, it's been a blessing to be able to play your music since 1997, I believe, when I first met you. So we've been rolling together for a long time.
Yeah, but we still rolling.
That's right. That's right. And
I
Makeda
was born in 1997.
Okay, Makeda, why don't you tell us what has it meant to you to be able to be a part of it? Of course, you've been the theme songstress of the Jazzspel since 2001. So people hear your voice before they hear my voice.
Yeah, man. I mean, God has just been amazing. The love, the support that I have received in San Diego is beyond words. Like when we check the sound scan for every album from Southern California, San Diego is #1 in supporting every project that I have had. So I'm so grateful to you, Brother Eric, just for giving us independent artists this platform. You are so appreciated. And San Diego is just off the chain. I just love me some Diego, baby.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. And you know what? What you just said to me is the same thing that Howard Hewitt told me years ago. because I played him so much on the show. He said, according to SoundScan, San Diego was his #1 market. So that's, I guess, another testament. Mark Allen Felton, what's happening, my brother? He's international now, you guys. So we just honored to even have him on board.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I just want to say that it's been an honor to be a part of your journey. And I'm really proud of you because I know that you stuck through no matter what to keep just going. And you had a lot of different things that happened. And you're still hanging out, still doing the thing at the top level. Not just doing it, at the top level. And you've been so supportive of my career. And playing my record, it's just been awesome. It's like, it's helped in so many ways. I mean, how much time I got to talk? Because I'll be talking forever. That's how much it's been helping for me.
Okay. And Mariea, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Can Mariea hear me?
Can you guys hear me clearly?
No, and it sounds like we're getting some feedback from you right now.
We should probably have everybody mute their phones for a minute so we can see where that's coming from.
Okay. Everybody mute your phones for just a moment. Mute your mics for just a moment.
And then Eric, tell us to turn on one by one and see where we...
Okay. Now it just disappeared. So Makeda, put on yours.
Here I am.
Okay, Lanee.
I never went.
Okay, Panther. That's better. I think it's yours, Mariea. Somehow we got to figure out what's happening because we're getting a lot of the feedback. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're getting a lot of feedback in the ear. Okay, and Terri, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Terri. It might be Terri.
It's Terri.
So
No,
Terri,
I just unmuted my mic. When you said, Terri, are you there?
Okay. But I
Try
can't
to
hear.
mute it again, Terri. See what happens. Mute your mic again.
Can you guys hear me now?
Okay. I think it
It's
is.
Terri.
Terri, why don't you turn your audio down? Can you do that? Can you turn the audio down? And we're going to continue on here. But we family. This is a Jazzspel family reunion here tonight.
That's right.
So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Eric J. Chambers. This is the Cut Chronicles, where we chronicle urban life, and we are going to chronicle some of the memories over the years. Terri, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yes,
still.
I can hear. I was trying to turn it down. So how does it sound now?
Okay, that's better.
It is.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me, what has it meant to you to be able to be played on the station? Of course, you were on a national record label back in the day, and you were Stellar nominated, and but you had me as one of your advocates here.
Yes. Your advocacy went a long way. In fact, you know, you were on the Stellar committee the year I was nominated. So. And then from there, you were always supportive of my music from back in the 1990s. And it made a big difference once I became an indie artist from the mainstream, because, you know, indies don't always get a chance to be on terrestrial radio. And during that time, I was able to be on the terrestrial side as well as the internet side of your station, as well as the magazine and the TV show that you had. So all that was, it added a lot to being an indie and being able to get my music out onto that platform. It's just helpful for indie artists to be able to have those outlets that you don't get to have if you're not in the mainstream.
Well, it's been a delight to be able to play you over the years. Your CD had about 16 tracks, and I think I played about 13 of them on the show. And that's the reason. It was one of the deepest projects that I've actually heard. And when I was on the Stellar's nominating committee back in 1998, I actually put you down for Artist of the Year. And so there was some opposition because people couldn't believe that a new artist could win Artist of the Year. But I felt that if Lauryn Hill can win 9 Grammys as a rookie, how come Terri Carroll can't? Because that project was a bomb. Mariea Antoinette, Mariea, are you there yet? Can you hear us yet?
I can hear all you guys very clearly.
Okay, there we go. Now I hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to me, Mariea. I don't think I debuted your music, but nevertheless, what does it mean to you as an independent artist to have the radio airplay?
Well, I absolutely love it. I think it is a milestone in anyone's career when you get airplay, special local, whether it be local or national airplay. It's really a cool thing, and the exposure is amazing. So I think that is in itself is tremendous, and you have done that through many of the platforms that you have presented to us in many different ways. So I think that, as an artist, in terms of your bio and being able to be seen and heard, it's a phenomenal, support system of who you are. So I'm really thankful and grateful. I mean, not only have I had you at airplay, I've had national airplay through all the major radio stations. I think right now I'm being played on 160 stations in the United States and the UK. But for you and for us as San Diego people, it's been an honor. I mean, it's great when you go really honors you like that, And so for me, that's really it's more special than the national.
Well, I've always felt that that you heard of the scripture about being a prophet without honor, and so what I've always tried to do was play San Diego artists. I try to do it at least on every show, at least one artist, and then there are sometimes now that I have an extended show. When I first relaunched the show, I had a whole San Diego block where it was all San Diego. And because I'm one who is of the attitude where I don't care if you are on a major label or not. If the music is good, it's good. Makeda, I think I skipped you. I don't think I had you talk. So tell me, talk to us.
No, you did, and I'm just like everyone else has said. First of all, I wouldn't know this beautiful panel of ministers, songwriters, musicians that have now become my family. I wouldn't have them if it wasn't for this platform. And every time we were able to get together in San Diego, it's always been amazing. So I mean, it's just been a blessing for me on so many levels. I got family for life. There's nothing I won't do for any of these artists if they call. Panther knows, Lanee knows. Terri knows I'll come to Atlanta, sis. I've been telling Mariea, we're gonna do something. I want to do a Maxwell remake with her. She's just bomb like that. But I'm just saying, Eric, this platform has been amazing, dear, and I so appreciate you. I so appreciate you.
Well, again, I think that all of you guys are amazing artists, and to me, you may not have the big labels behind you, but at the same time, you have what it takes to be the top artist. I mean, usually the most significant difference that I've seen has been the marketing dollars, because there's also been times in which there were artists who had the marketing dollars behind them, but their projects weren't all that to me. And they didn't get the regular airplay because, again, I'm one of those who I do it. Mine is based on merit. And when I was say, for instance, with the 9 Emmys and Golden Mike Awards that I have, there was a time in which I was on the nominating committees for the Emmys and the Golden Mikes, and it was all based on merit. It wasn't based on SoundScan. It wasn't based on Billboard like they were doing with the with the Stellars and all of that stuff. So I just am glad that I was able to be an advocate for you guys. And of course, Makeda, you have had an opportunity to play with and sing with the best of the best, including Teena Marie. Tell me, what was that like?
Okay, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. I don't know why I was having a Teena Marie day today. Teena was just everything. She was like that one artist that taught me so much, and she gave me a confidence in this industry. She let me know I was in this thing, but not of this thing. Mm-hmm. And to never let anything define me but God and myself. And it was more than just like a work relationship. I mean, Teena, we cooked together. I got on the 210 before it opened all the way up from down my way to drive to Pasadena. If she called at 1 o'clock in the morning, I mean, that was just like one of the best working relationships I've ever had in this industry. You know that. She was in my wedding, the whole
That's
nine.
Right. In fact, it was cool how when she was in your wedding, let me get the right picture here. When she was in your wedding,
Yeah.
I guess they forgot to call her to sing.
Yeah.
And so she ended up singing directly into my camera.
Was that not the best thing ever?
I know it. It was
They were
amazing to
afraid.
me.
They thought that I was, kidding when I said no. She's in the wedding, and I guess they were scared to approach her.
Yeah, she was like, I thought I was supposed to sing. But I
Exactly.
tell you what, I'm going to, here's a memory for those of you who've never seen Makeda do her thing with Tina Marie. Check this out.
I'm feeling good, 'cause I got a vibe on you the first time that I saw you. I need your love, and I don't play no game. A little birdie told me that you feel the same. I'm for the real, and for the one to do. Let's make it deep, sugar, all I wanna do is give you love.
So what goes through your mind when you see that?
How much I miss her.
Yeah.
How much I miss her.
Yep.
Yeah. I really miss the crazy late night phone calls and the new songs that she would tell me she was writing, and just the poems that she would always share with me. It's a lot I miss about her. A lot.
And I was amazed when I first heard Tina Marie. I don't know about you guys, but for years, when I first heard, I thought she was black.
Yeah.
I was a freshman at Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, back in 1980, and remember this song she had called "Young Love"?
Yeah.
"Young Love, Why You Want to Grow Old on Me Now?" I love that song, and so it was just amazing to me. But
Eric,
having,
can I make a suggestion real quick?
okay.
Since we're all talking separately, let's all mute our mics, and then when you tell the person to talk, then they turn the mic on. That way,
Okay, why don't we do that?
Sound.
That'll work.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so but it was awesome, like I said, to get a chance to meet her and interview her on the red carpet. Her and my man Rick James, once upon a time. I interviewed the two of them, and that was a thrill simply because of the fact that, I grew up watching them, and then behold, I get a chance to interview them. And of course, Panther, let's go to you. You have had an opportunity here in the past couple of years to do some international traveling and some international performances. What has that been like, and what has been the most significant difference between you doing your thing independently and having a machine behind you?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think that having a machine behind you, you're able to get into different venues and stuff that you may not be able to get into on your own as an independent. So I was very blessed to be, signed with ICM, and once I got signed with ICM, a lot of doors opened in reference to me playing at a lot of venues across the country that I hadn't ever played at before. A lot of the Blue Notes and city wineries and festivals and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's really, to keep it real honest, it's kind of like two different worlds in a sense, because you don't have to make the calls to get the particular gigs, although you're still, getting gigs and stuff on your own. But it's at the same time, you're not trying to go real hard at certain places that you may not be able to get into because you don't have, the juice or the connection to do that. So It's been an extreme blessing to be able to be with an organization that can, put me in certain places like that. That was pretty cool.
I want to show a clip right quick. This made me super proud. And I think Makeda possibly, I don't know if she went to Japan, but here's a clip from Panther in Beijing.
That's wild, man.
That was awesome. Just being able to see that, from the days. In fact, you remember when we first met, you and I?
At your wedding?
No,
it was before that. No.
It had to be before that now.
Before that.
We met at a funeral repast. Remember when Reve Gibson's mother, she was a publicist for Frankie Beverly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Your band was playing, and I showed you a copy of my magazine, and Akuswa was in it.
Right.
Nettie from The Color Purple, and he was like, "Oh, that's my ex-wife." I was like, "What you talking about, Willis?"
That's right, man. I remember that now. Wow, that's a great memory, man. How did you remember that?
Yep, that's how we met. And who knew a couple of years later, you would be the MD for the music director for my wedding.
Absolutely.
And that ended up, man. And then, of course, Lanee was in the wedding. She sang in it, and her and Dean Mills, man, it was off the chain. That band was cold that you had that night,
man,
that afternoon.
Was a cold band. But this whole panel that you have right here is so, I love every one of these ladies right here because it's like just a gift. I had to call, I love y'all. I had to call Makeda up yesterday and tell her because I played my song "Do It." And Makeda, she's on the record, "Do It." And I got about 10 calls. I'm like, that lady's sexy. She's so sexy. And y'all horns, like the horn and the sax is making love and all. I was like, hey. It's my sister right there, god dog. But I had to call and tell her, I said, girl, you got to get.
Makeda, unmute, so we can hear your reaction to this. In fact, I started to play some of that tonight.
Yo, I'm screaming over here.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
It was awesome, though. The whole day was awesome. The song, recording the song in the studio with I got to say Mark, but you forever my Panther.
That's right.
But here's the funny part. I don't know if I ever told you this, though. On the way to the studio, I hadn't written the hook yet. And I just I was doing it. I was like, I got to come up with a hook. And I called you. Everything's going to be cool. It's going to be on time. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, I had the song together. I didn't even have a song together. I was like, man, I'm going to say, do it. Okay, yeah, just sing that right there. That's how I got the hook. On the way to the studio.
So that's why you was in the microphone, like laying it yourself, thinking, you was.
For real. I didn't know what you was going to sing that day. I was like, we'll figure it out.
He was faking the funk, huh?
We knocked it out. I mean, Eric, it flowed like butter. That's just how it is. It's like every time we all come together, the shows, everything, it just flows like butter. I loved Lanee. The very second I laid eyes on her, that was my girl. I loved her voice. I loved her anointing. And of course, she definitely worked with my amazing ex-husband, Lou Lang, who is just phenomenal forever. That's my rider, my hitter forever. Terri, she just walked up on the side of the stage and it was an instant hug, and I've loved her ever since. I remember my beautiful Mariea. She just said, if I had $1 million, I'll never forget you said this to me, and you don't know how you blessed me, sis. He was like, if I had $1 million, I'd send you around the world. And you blessed my soul that day.
Awesome.
You blessed my whole soul. And so it's been a bond with each and every one of you that, absolutely. Man, there's just no words. I love y'all. Like, I love y'all.
And Makeda, what I love most about you is this: even as gifted as you are, even with all of the big name artists that you performed with, you're just as humbled as the next person. And then on top of that, with you, it's never a competition. You know, you're always embracing the others and encouraging other people. And so that's one of the reasons why, in fact, everybody on here, that's one of the reasons why, because you have some people, they compete. And somebody asked me years ago, Eric, do you ever worry about the competition? Well, my reply was, I never worry about the competition. I let the competition worry about me, because I got to stay in my lane and do that what God has anointed and appointed me to do. And so you don't have time to look over your shoulder. You know, somebody else is going to be better at this, that, and that. Man, bless God, but there's plenty of room at the cross for all of us.
Well, you know, you kill me with those statements. What did you say that time? I don't want no trouble down at the river.
I don't want no trouble at the river. That's
right. Man, that was hilarious.
Lanee, what do you have to say?
It's just an honor and a privilege to be on this panel with all these incredible people. Funny. I mean, you just don't even know. Panther is like the straight clown.
Yep.
And like anytime we're together, you know, even Makeda, like we just cut up. And it's just like it's like, you know, even if we haven't been around each other in a while, when we do connect, it's like it's just like we didn't lose any time. You know, we're just right back loving on each other, cracking jokes, and just, you know, cutting up.
We just pick up where we left off, right?
Pick up where we left off.
And I'm so blessed that I've had all of you guys perform on multiple occasions at the San Diego Fair, with the exception of Terri, who did it once in 2013. But the rest of you guys have, you know, appeared on the at the fair as of last year. It was my 31st year.
Wow!
It was my 30. It was my 30th year. This was going to be the 31st year, and then they canceled it. And so, but nevertheless, it was, it's been just wonderful having all of you guys, and I love the camaraderie also. Terri, tell us, what is some of the most, I know you're working on a new project now, or new songs. What are some of the most difficult challenges that you have to deal with as an independent artist by not having a CGI Records behind you?
The biggest thing is money.
Okay.
Resources, because, you know, people do like to stream more than they like to buy. So actually, I really have gotten my fan base involved with this single that I just released called I'd Rather Have You. And everybody is responding well to it. I'm telling them, I'm saying, y'all, this is a 4-quarter download now. Don't be calling me on my phone if you can't spend 4 quarters on this thing. Don't delete me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just, you know, the challenges of resources, as well as, you know, having to make all of the decisions, all of the executive decisions. Sometimes things, you know, you have to really work at your craft too. You have to really work at the creativity, the business. Everything has to be in line and synced up. From the smallest things to the cover, to the graphics for the cover, to the mastering of the record, to the distribution, just every single thing. And
that's right.
It's hard to, sometimes you forget stuff. Like this particular song, somebody had remastered it for me, and I liked the remaster better. So I pulled it down. I had already put it up for distribution on TuneCore. So I pulled it down. And that was one of the things, because the remaster was better than the original, but that was one of the things that I let slip by, is the little things in the mastering. See, if I had heard that, I wouldn't have had to pay, you know, I would have wasted money putting it up and then taking it back down, because you have to pay again when you redistribute it if you pull it down. But
so there's some expensive lessons that you learn along the way when you're doing it independently, huh?
Yes, because it's like no way to think of everything. Somebody else would have been in the mastering studio, haven't heard those little, and it was just little things, but that would have been somebody else, and somebody else, that's compared to the record label, and somebody else would have been doing a cover art, and somebody else would have been picking the clothes for the imaging and all of that, yeah. So you just have to think about everything, as well as, you know, doing great work, great sounding work, because at the end of the day, that's what the people want to hear. They're not interested in all of everything, all the little nuances that you put in it. They want the end result to be what they expect from you. So it's a lot of work.
Awesome. Okay, well, for those of you just joining us, I'm Eric J. Chambers. This is the Cut Chronicles Live here on Facebook and YouTube. We thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, we're talking about the 26th anniversary of my Jazzspel radio show, which we celebrated this past weekend. And of course, the conversation continues on with our Jazzspel family reunion. As you see, Lanee Battle in San Diego, Terri Carroll in Atlanta, Makeda in the Inland Empire, Panther in the Pasadena area, and Mariea Antoinette down in La Jolla. Mariea, of course, you've been doing the independent thing for quite some time. You gave up a career in the airline industry to do this full time, and you've been doing it for quite some time. What has it been like for you as an independent artist? Unmute your mic. I can't hear you. There we go.
All right. Yeah.
There we go.
For me, I love challenges. So challenges are my forte, because when somebody tells me I can't do something, that is my step up call. That is my call to say, okay, I'm going to show you, because I can show you better than I can show you better than I can tell you. So for me, it's been a mile, and it's been exciting. And I think that probably the biggest challenge, I love the recording aspect. I love the creative part of the covers, the graphic design, the music, like she said, the devil's in the details. And that is something that Carl Evans Jr. had taught me long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching him and Nathan East, because we all sort of grew up together, and just being there with them to see how they did the process was invaluable to me as an artist. And the one thing that Carl always said was that he says, the fun part is recording. The challenge is promoting it.
Yep.
Doing the radio, your publicists, all the people that come on board to help you move your project, across the nation, across the waters. So to me, that's been my biggest challenge. But in that, I've, been able to do it, conquer that mountain in such a different kind of way. So if you can't go around it, you go over it, you figure it out.
And of course, you have a big event coming up, God willing, with this COVID over, at the Catalina Jazz Festival in October.
Yes, I'm the headliner, and that's so exciting. It really, really is, because that's, again, another milestone. Milestone. I think that when I opened the door for the San Diego Jazz Festival last summer, they got to see the real Mariea Antoinette, with my whole band.
And it was phenomenal.
To me was really I feel like I turned the corner. Let's put it that way.
You did, and then COVID came. But for those of you who did not see it, check it out. What an amazing afternoon. Give it up, you guys. Wasn't that awesome?
Let me just say this real quick. So I'm real happy to see to see that because, just looking at everybody and like Mariea, and just the drive. I remember us talking about that back in the day, and she wasn't even on that level yet. She wasn't the superstar that she is now, but she always was a superstar. But she wasn't up there yet. And just to see that right there and how you just stayed on course and just knocked down all those obstacles and all of it that you did to be doing this, I'm so happy right there for you. I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's just beautiful.
Awesome. It was amazing. And the only thing that would have made that better, because that was she opened up that particular Sunday afternoon, I believe. Yeah, particular Sunday afternoon. But a lot of people said she should have been the headliner for that because it was just totally amazing hearing the band together. And of course, Panther, you guys remember when we did my last club Jazzspel in Ontario, California?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Makeda and Mariea. That Boogie Nights got over 250,000 views from all over the world.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did a Facebook Live, over 250.
That was hot.
Yeah. All over the world from places that I've never heard of or could even spell. But it was just amazing.
Yeah. Mariea has a wonderful ear for choosing the right songs for her to do it. And then she does it her own unique, fantabulous way. And that's what I love about you, sis. You just pull them out the crates and you do your thing to it. And it's amazingly done. I'm so proud to say I know you, Queen.
Awesome. So, Mariea, what was it like for you to...
That's what Carl used to always say. Those are the money tunes. He always choose the money songs.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull the right things out the crate.
Well, and Panther, I told you about those Maze and Frankie Beverly stuff, my brother.
We sure did. We had some money song talks. A lot of time. Look, they're coming. We got a lot of time now with this whole COVID-19 going
That's
on.
Right.
So
that's
right. A lot
right.
more songs that you ain't even think was going to hear.
Well, COVID has, look, even us doing this right now, before COVID, we wouldn't have been thinking about this. Handful of people were doing it. Now everybody is.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do with mine, even with my background, with the video roll-ins and all of that stuff, is try to separate myself. I'm trying to be the Makeda of what I do, the Lanee of what I do, the Terri, the Mariea, the Panther of what I do, because you guys are outstanding at it. And there should be a significant difference, especially when you do it as a profession, and so that's what I do here. Let me ask you guys this. I'm going to ask you each individually. If you could record with any artist, dead or alive today, who would that artist be? If you can do a duet with them or they can make a guest appearance on a song, beginning with you, Lanee.
Probably Rochelle Farrell.
Nice.
I love Rochelle Farrell. In fact, I study her, just for technique, for breathing, and just, she's just incredible. Just
that
incredible.
She is. Well, I've had the pleasure of knowing Rochelle since 1992. Of course, you've heard her do the drops on the show, but that's interesting. To me, she's one of the baddest singers ever.
Baddest singers
out there, and it's just amazing to me what she does with it. Terri, how about you? Who would you want to sing with, and why?
Nina Simone. Just her soulfulness and her depth, because her music was like her life and her feeling. And when you do a song, it's interpretive. It's telling a story. You're not just singing some lyrics to some music. You're telling a story that so many people can resonate with. So I like music like that has that depth.
Okay. Makeda?
It would be Marvin Gaye for me.
All right, that's a great one.
Because he is like that smooth thing that I love to do. Even though I know I can roar if I have to, I love the smooth thing. And I love the fact that he wrote about everything that would affect everybody, that would bring awareness to every situation in our lives, from love, politics, community, our culture. That I love everything about him, and he did it in such a melodic way. He was so creative. He has always been one of my greatest desires. I wish he had lived.
It isn't amazing we're still asking what's going on
Exactly.
after all these years.
That's my point. He was prophetic. He spoke before. He was so ahead of his time.
In fact, I saw Marvin Gaye in concert once. It was in 1983 at Golden Hall in San Diego.
Oh.
And it was amazing. And I remember this at the time, I bought a pair of tickets. The second ticket was to try to lure a certain young lady to go to it with me. And we still friends to this day, but she wouldn't go because she didn't get her nails done. So I ended up selling the ticket to a lady in line. And believe it, and actually I have about 3 or 4 pictures that I shot of Marvin Gaye afterwards. And he even stopped and posed for me for one of them as people were getting his autograph. But and at the time the tickets were like $12.50. And I was in the Navy at the time, and still to this day, that has to be the most incredible concert I've ever gone to. In fact, I was reading something recently from one of the guys who played with Marvin on that last tour, and he's talked about how. I didn't realize this until like about a week ago, that San Diego was where they kicked off the tour. And he said they did about 3 hours of music because they were still trying to figure out what songs are we going to do for the actual tour.
Yeah.
So that was just totally amazing. I don't know what they did for the rest of it. And of course, just a few months later, I was on my ship out at sea when we heard that Marvin had died on that April day in 1984. But you're talking about a phenomenal talent, and I think that was a great choice. Mark Allen Felton, who for you, my man?
You know, if I could, I would go back and do something with Grover Washington Jr. because growing up and having the opportunity to know him a little bit and be around
I saw a
him.
picture of the two of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never seen I should say that. I was going to say something funny, but as far as saxophonists and being able to bring people to their feet and it'd be like spiritual, but at the same time popular music type of stuff. I never seen nobody do it like he did it. And it'll be an honor to be able to perform with somebody like that. Because what we see today is kind of like a version of people taking little pieces of that era, and it's turned into what it's turned into. But to be in the midst of that, that energy, it's like y'all know how I be trying to play my thing. It's that thing right there, right? Nothing like it. Nothing like it to be honored to play with him.
Awesome. Okay, Mariea Antoinette, who for you would you want to perform with?
That I would have loved to work with or now. But I would think about like Stevie Wonder because I love his phrasing of music, his originality in song, and that he did do a song with heart and voice called If It's Magic, which I know down to the T.
Okay.
Because of Pop and then Stevie singing it. So maybe one day I'll get opportunity to accompany him in the future on that particular song. But yeah, Stevie and Prince, those two make standouts for me for if I would have loved or liked to have worked with either one of those.
Have you had a chance to meet Stevie yet?
Yes, I did. When I went to KJLH.
Okay.
For their birthday anniversary thing, and he was there, so I got to meet him. Yes. Awesome.
I've had a chance to interview him on a couple of occasions, and he is, you talking about an international treasure. I thank God for him. Yeah. And of course, my all-time favorite artist, I'm not a singer, but if I were one, it would be Frankie Beverly. That's the guy, still to this day, Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. I've had a chance to interview him and met him a couple more times after that. And then, he's got the situation with his throat. So he doesn't sound the same like he used to back in the day. And every now and then you have people complaining about it. But my thing is this. How many of you raise your hand if you would love to see Luther come back, just hum a song right now, and Whitney and any of those heroes, if they can just come back and just be hoarse as they could be, just to have the
Phyllis Hyman. My heart. Bring Phyllis Hyman.
Phyllis Hyman. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Phyllis, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So artists like that, and so that's why I tell people appreciate, the Frankie Beverleys, the Patti LaBelles, the Gladys
Yes.
Knights of the world. They're, the other side of 70 years old. And I don't know how long they're going to be around, but at the same time, I thank God for them, and I thank God for their legacies. And, because of the fact that the music is just not the way it used to be. And then, of course, radio isn't. There are a lot of talented people out there, but we don't have urban radio the way we used to, at least not here on the West Coast. And so it's kind of difficult knowing who's going to be the next person up.
So, Eric, real quick, let me ask you a question. Have you had a radio personality that you patterned yourself behind, that you really looked up to, that you wanted to be like as you was coming through?
Yeah, actually, and he's a friend of mine in Louisiana, and he's the manager of the housing development where my mother lives. His name is T.J. Smith, and of course, Ernie Singleton.
Absolutely.
Well, Ernie, those two guys, I grew up listening to them when I was a kid, and I remember calling WXEL in Slidell, Louisiana. And me and Ernie laugh about this now, but Ernie's name on the radio, this back in the day, radio, like TJ Smith, he was called the Mothership Connection. And this is when DJs had handles back in the day. And Ernie Singleton was called the Sex Machine, Ernie Singleton.
Boy, them handles from back in the day.
I know it.
Hey, what did they call you, Eric?
Well, mine was Dr. Jammenstein, Archbishop of Funk.
Ooh.
Dr. Jammenstein.
Yeah, Archbishop of Funk. That's because I was a nightclub DJ when I was like 17. And so and when I would go out and do my thing, I would wear a scrub suit, and I still have that scrub suit. And believe it or not, I can still get into it. It's a little bit tighter now. Yeah.
Oh, doctor.
Yeah.
You should have worn that today, man.
Look,
Dr. Jammenstein.
about 4 years ago.
I'm wearing that out.
Hey, I'm wearing that out too.
I'm wearing that out.
Well, yeah,
we all wear that out.
I knew it. I was Dr.
Archbishop of
Jammenstein,
Funk.
Archbishop of
You
Funk.
are
In fact,
so in trouble. You are
in
so in trouble.
in fact,
You got to show me those scrubs, but I got to see these scrubs.
I'll text you a picture afterwards because I wore it about 3 years ago, and I've been wearing it since I was 17. And I'm 57 now. The scrubs are like 40 years old. And I wore it to a Tyler Perry when he did Boo, the Medea Halloween.
Yeah.
They told the media to come dress in some kind of attire, like for Halloween.
Oh, wow.
Only about 6 people out of about 40 people did. I was like, I guess they missed the the memo. But what happened is I was in my scrubs. And so what happened was Tyler Perry, when he saw me, he thought I was a doctor who had just gotten off from work. And so I was like, no, they told us. And he actually pointed me out. And I was like, in fact, here's a picture of it right here.
Oh,
Wow,
That's me
man.
with Liza Koshy. The YouTuber.
The scrubs in such good condition, other than the new scrubs, man.
I still have them, and in fact, they've traveled all over the world with me. And when I was in the Navy, I wore them as well. And out at sea, that was everything. And so I still have it, and I'm still amazed that, like I said, after all these years, I can still fit the scrubs, and they're like 40 years old.
I'm about to give me some scrubs. I'm gonna give me some scrubs.
okay.
We should all come up with different radio handles for ourselves.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I was. In fact, I'm going to show you something right quick.
Oh Lord.
Dr. Jammenstein.
Right.
You know I'm going to clown for the next 10 years.
We're going to clown you, boy.
This is my little
For the
cassette
next
box.
10 years, Panther, I got it.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Dr. Jimmy.
Wow.
Well,
I had this when I was in the Navy.
That's dope.
But this
And
is
how do you
it.
keep things looking so new, man? What kind of formula
That's
you
that
got?
military in them, you know.
Everything looks brand new.
I bet you can bounce a dime on his made up bed. I bet you
Right.
But that was it. But let me just tell you a quick story. When I remember when I called Ernie Singleton at the and I hope no kids are listening right now, but I called him at the radio station, and remember Prince had a song out years ago. It was called Head,
Oh
and
yeah.
I called Ernie and I said, "Can you play Head?" And he said, "Man, do you know what that song is saying?" And I was like, "I don't know what it's saying," you know. But I knew I used to play it when I was a DJ, like 16 and 17 years old. But nevertheless, those were the guys, Ernie Singleton, the Sex Machine, and the Mothership Connection, TJ Smith. And when I still see TJ, that's what I call them, the Mothership Connection. And but those are the guys that I looked up to.
Wow.
And then one other person over my shoulder here is Don Cornelius, right there,
Oh, yeah.
from Soul Train.
Oh yeah.
And to be able to get a chance to meet Don Cornelius and to interview him on a couple occasions. And that's why I have him here on my, basically my wall of fame there, because he was definitely one of the people. And every now and then I still use one of his terms. Well, he'll say it's a gospel groove that makes you want to move kind of smooth. That's Don Cornelius.
You gotta get that hand too, man.
I know. I know.
Wow.
It, so. Okay, but we got just a few more minutes here. I don't want to keep you guys too late, but this is what we're gonna do. I got some trivia questions for you guys, and I'm gonna give you a number 1 through 7, and so you guys give me a number, and I'll ask the question that corresponds with the number, beginning with you, Lanee. 1 through 7.
7.
Okay. If you had a chance to move to, this is from a book that I have here called What Would You Rather Do? Number 7 is, would you rather move to the Bahamas or to Africa if you were to leave the United States, and why?
That's a tough one. I mean, probably. I love my people. I love my people in Africa. Probably Africa, because
Okay.
I'd love to be able to help. I know that there is definitely a need there, so I'm sure being there, I'd be able to contribute to something, whatever is needed. I'm sure I'd be able to contribute to something. So Africa.
I love Accra, Ghana. You know, that's where, of course, Akutswa is.
Absolutely, yes.
And she's from there, and that's one of the places there, and Perth, Western Australia, the 2 places that would be candidates for me if I was to bounce from here. How about you, Terri? 1 through 6 now.
3.
Number 3. Would you rather have all your teeth fall out or all of your hair fall out?
That's terrible.
That's a bad choice.
Oh man, that's a crazy question.
I'm gonna have to say hair because you can get wigs. So yeah, I'm gonna say hair. I'd rather neither one of them, but I'm gonna have to say I'd rather have my teeth.
I know, that's right. Okay, Panther, let's go with you.
Because you gotta eat. I gotta eat some greens and cornbread.
Give me number 6.
Number 6. Would you rather have a large house and a small bank account, or a big house? I mean, a large house and a small bank account, or a large bank account and a small house?
Large bank account, small house. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. No
Same
question
here.
about it. Yeah.
Same here. Okay.
Just give me a room. I'd be cool, man.
I know that's right.
The studio equipment, and I'm good.
Okay, Mariea, how about you? Can you hear me? Okay, there you go. Unmute.
Well, we can't hear you.
Give me a number. Number
Say it
1.
again. Yes.
Number 1. Okay, would you rather give up your favorite food for a year or candy forever?
I would give up my candy forever.
Okay,
And
that's a good one.
Yeah. Stick with my favorite food.
Okay, Makeda,
Number 5. Great.
Number 5. Would you rather get a shoulder massage or a foot massage?
Oh, I'm a queen of foot massage. Woo! Get them pegalos, baby.
That's my feet, baby. Grab my feet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I have 2 more here. Terri, would you prefer to have an indoor concert or an outdoor concert?
I love outdoor concerts. It's just so much more festive and fun. Like in San Diego, that was awesome. You know, it's just a feeling and the environment and feeling that breeze and people just chilling really hard. You know, I like outside the sunshine. It all adds to what you're doing on the stage.
How about you, Makeda? Your song Kaya is made for outdoors.
Yes, sir. Yes, you know it. You know I love being under the heavens. So yeah, I'm with Sister T. It's let's be out there in the wind. Let the spirit move. Let the people jam, and give me an opportunity to jump off the stage and dance with my people. I love it.
That's right. In fact, I got a shot that I was going to use it, but I ran out of time. But it's a beautiful shot that I have. I think I shot it from on stage, and the people were doing like line dancing behind you, and it was amazing. That was from the San Diego Fair a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or maybe even last year.
That's awesome.
So Eric, would you rather play with Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
I think LeBron.
And why is that?
Because LeBron, to me, even with all of Jordan's greatness, but LeBron is such an unselfish player. You know, LeBron is my favorite athlete, not just on the court, but I love the way that he loves his wife and his family. And I love what he's doing in the community. I love what he does with the schools. I love what he's doing with the like $41 million in scholarships for college. So there's so many aspects of LeBron James that I love. And like I said, he's not only playing for my favorite team, the Lakers, but he's also playing with my favorite, he's just all around. I love, like I said, he's a family guy, all of that stuff.
This is really fun, man. Can we do something right here? Like, can we have each one of the panelists ask another one of the guests a trivia question?
Okay, do it. Okay.
Starting with Lanee.
Okay, Lanee.
He's gotta cut up.
Always. Always. Let me see.
Or if you guys have any questions of me, I've been asking you questions. So, but what I wanted this to be was to be fun, and also so that people could learn more about you guys. We hear the music, and I know about you guys, but a lot of times the fans don't. And whether they're watching it now or on replay, they'll get a chance to know more about you.
Let's hear Lanee's trivia question.
I have a question. I want to know who each of you are inspired by. Who is your most single inspiration? Who inspires you? Let's start with Mariea.
Let's see who inspired me.
In fact, that it kind of dovetails with the question that I was going to have you guys, like with my book, if you could dine with anyone from history. Mm-hmm. So if you could dine with someone that inspires you, like Lanee was saying, who would it be?
Oh, well, you remember in your book, the Who Dining with the Ancestors? Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I love ancient knowledge, and all the way back to like the 18th dynasty, and I read books during that period and that era. And I can't even think of his name right now, but he was the first doctor, Imhotep. Have you guys heard of Imhotep? He built the first step pyramid in Egypt, in ancient Kemet. He is a master of so many different arts of astronomy, the body, and I would love, if I had an opportunity, to sit with him and talk to him about many things on a metaphysical level. And so that would be my inspiration, because I love knowledge. I love ancient knowledge, and it's kind of really one of the things that I do, aside from music, is I study a lot. So
awesome. That would be and of course, tell them about your harp is an ancient instrument.
Yes, it's one of the first. I mean, it was found back in the 18th dynasty, and that the harpists back then, which were black and female and blind, that they played for the pharaohs. And that was some information that I found out quite some time ago, which I thought was pretty phenomenal. And it was all about sound. It was all about frequency, because if you play music at a certain frequency and certain hertz, it has the ability to heal. And so on my album, we actually really be tapping into that sort of dynamic in terms of healing and having an amazing atmosphere versus really going hard on rhythms and soul and all that sort of thing. It's going to be all about just sound and frequency.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
who's next? Panther?
I think era-wise, I mean, I like what you said, right? We on that same tip. So if we're gonna go way back, I don't even know if I should be bringing up these type of people because I'll leave it there. Let's just keep it. Let me keep it on another space. I say somebody would be cool to holler at would be like Harriet Tubman, though. For real, just to see what type of mindset and strength that she was grabbing from, that she actually did what she did so many times. There was some strength there that is unprecedented to this day. She was definitely tapped into the ethers and tapped into the ascended masters on that thing, because she had this thing that I don't think we give her enough in reference to the depth and the strength that this woman had, and what that strength could do for so many people if they knew how to access that. Harriet Tubman is definitely the person I was going to talk about.
Very good.
She's also my number one as well. Makeda?
Yeah. He said my number one. My number two would be my namesake. I'm her namesake spiritually. Queen Makeda. I definitely want to talk to her and her journey, and going to see and sit with Suleiman, and how first of all, she was so wealthy spiritually, and I didn't know her dynasty was so huge. And like Sister Mariea was saying, I'm an avid searcher of self spiritually. I wanted to know who we really, really, really are from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And what was so phenomenal about us that you would want to take everything, my God, my culture, you know what I mean? My true vibe, everything about who I am. It had to be so freaking phenomenal that you would want to cancel me out. So I want to sit with my ancestor and go, okay, tell me what's really, really good about us. You know, I wanted to know the errors that we made as well. Why, how, and could we end up in a situation that we're in? So I really wanted to talk. I would love to talk to Queen Makeda to find out what to do and what not to do, so we don't end up in a situation like we are in right now.
Terri Carroll?
I cannot pick one. I'm a scholar. I'm in the second year of my graduate studies in African American studies right now. All I do is read and research and study, and I'm influenced by, pioneers like the Hidden Figures and authors like Octavia Butler and poets like Rumi, just like everybody. It's just too many good influences in life for me to pick one. So just those with positive energy that have impacted my experience is what I can say.
And how about you, Lanee?
Dr. King. Dr. King, just to sit at his feet and just take in all of that courage and the strength and just the love. Because love, it's all about love for him. Everything that he did was out of love. Everything. So, Dr. King.
Okay. Any other questions? Panther, did you have one?
Yeah. Well, y'all laughing. So y'all don't think I'm going to say something crazy.
We know you.
Hey, wait. She said we know you.
Hey, see, when I get with them, we always have fun. We be cracking up. It's always been like that since day one. And, what's interesting about this panel, you have eclectic panel. You have a panel that are spiritually connected, you know, and that's what makes us get along so well, because aside, not even I should say aside from the music, but vibrationally speaking with the music, we all resonate on that space where, you know, we love to connect with life, period. And it's all intertwined with the music, you know. And each one of y'all, you know, I gotta just gotta say it's just an honor to be here with y'all, because I know where y'all coming from, and it's just like this has been a great connection right here. And Mariea, see, she almost took us there, because we was about to go into a whole nother stratosphere. She know I held back. She know I just held back a little bit. I ain't even, because we about to go there. And then my sister Terri, she up there like, you know, hey, I'm an African study. Okay, y'all want to go there? Y'all ready to go there? Because you know, we about to put a whole another 3 hours up in the game.
Right.
Just on that, we about to do a whole nother thing. But it is so many fantastic, you know, people that we can look to now and in the past that we can look forward to and toward to and really grasp what's information and knowledge, you know. And I think it's really like necessary in these days and times that we do that, and we have discussions about, you know, things that'll take us forward, you know, and discuss some of those uncomfortable things that people don't want to talk about a whole lot of times, because they're thinking that they don't want to offend nobody and all that. But there is something about our race that is just a trip for everybody, because everybody want a piece of that in some form of fashion. And it's just like, you know, what we need to probably do is I think that's a lot of uncomfortableness when it comes down to who people are as in their own skin, I should say, because we all have something to offer to this world. And I think what this whole comparison thing about this is better than that and that is better than this, I think one thing that this condition, this pandemic condition, has showed us that we all need each other.
That's right.
Like I don't know who made this shirt. I'm glad that they made it though. I don't know if it was black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. I'm glad because I don't know who made this hat. I'm glad they made it. And we all have various contributions to this world. And it's like we got to quit looking at I'm the one, this the one, because we're all, you know, under God's hand. And we need to, you know, take a little bit more focus on how we all contribute to each other's lives in some way or some fashion. Like even now, you know, us playing our instruments without an audience, it's kind of like crazy, huh? I mean, you can be in the house so much doing your thing or whatever, but you need somebody to see you. I need somebody to see me when I do my little thing. You know, I'm holding my hand out all like this. I'm doing my little thing.
Because you are the showman, for sure.
I need somebody to see that, because it don't work unless somebody looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So we all need each other like that. And we see that's something that we need to talk about more, how we can connect with one another as opposed to how we keep going against each other all the time. And I know Makeda got a lot to say about that too.
I'm behaving, but you know me. I just feel like I gotta clean my house before I go to anybody else's house. I love everybody. I don't care where you're from, because I know we're all the Most High's children. But for real, my people have been sick here for over 400 years. And my whole thing is I can't do for nobody else until I get my life right. You feel me? And my life is my people's life. So my hope is that we get to the place and space where we understand, first of all, we got some self-eval that we got to do. Before we can put it out there for everybody else, we got to take care of our house. We got to come in and find out where we're sick. We got to heal each other through prayer, fasting, whatever it is you want to do. But I just really believe it's time for us to take a reflection of self and really say, sis, I got you. Brother, I got you. No matter what it is, it ain't about $1. It's about healing. We can make money. Yep. I don't care if the pandemic never sends us back overseas on tour again. We can make money, family.
Yep.
That's, you know what I'm saying? We will always be able, first of all, we got projects. You can put everything online now. The same way we're talking right now, somebody's downloading some of our music. Somebody's going to find out, okay, I never knew you had a project. I'm downloading. I promise you, I already know. Before y'all go to bed, somebody going to put a ding on your CD baby, your Spotify, something. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go down. Your iTunes, it's going to go down. Because anytime we've had a conversation on a platform, something happens to be a blessing and a benefit. And that's why I always, Eric, you can call me at 4 o'clock at dark 30 on yesternight. I'm coming for you because you've always given me a platform no matter what. Whether I had a label behind me, whether I had a band behind me, whether it was just me and tracks, you gave me that platform. And we got to do it.
Well, that's the beauty of doing what I do. And also when I was doing the television show, you know, I loved playing artists and say, for instance, with you guys and then other people that I've played on national television, for instance. They're more excited than, say, for instance, the top recording artists who are accustomed to it. You know, they're not going to call anybody and say, I'm going to be on the Word Network. But I loved it when other people who were getting their first opportunity to go national. And even on the radio program right now, I play some artists who it is their first time on the radio. And again, it's based on merit. It's not because I'm being merciful, but it's based on merit. And also, one of the things, like in my early years, from time to time, I would play someone, maybe the sound wasn't great, but I don't do that anymore because it would be a detriment to them. And I would ask, okay, for me to play your song, who should I eliminate? So I did that mainly to encourage them to do it with quality from the get-go. You know, and when you do it with the quality from the start, then this is who you're competing. Because when I play you, that means that Yolanda Adams might not get played. That means Kirk Franklin might not get played. Fred Hammond, you know, other big names. So you got to make sure that you qualify it with quality. You know, and just because you don't have doesn't mean that you can't do it as far as financially. Because I've been, you know, I mean, I had like I said, my television show, 137 episodes, and I did about 100 of them as a one-man band. So you can do it, but you just have to put in the hours. Just like our buddy Harpo from The Color Purple a couple of weeks ago, I had him on, and he was talking about how Panther is always on his horn, always practicing his craft. There you go.
That's right. That's his baby.
And so that's what I'm always doing. So even when my radio show or the TV show weren't on the air, I'm still walking around the house practicing my diction on a daily basis.
Right.
So at the appointed time, I don't have to go back.
You don't do that when you're butt naked, do you? Though.
You should have knew it was coming. It's been too smooth.
Look what you done started, Lanee.
It's been too smooth, Eric.
Well, yeah. Sometimes in all of my glory. So
Let us pray.
I know it. So Panther, since you got your horn there, give us a little taste of something there, brother.
Okay. How about
Show us
this?
what you're working with.
How about this?
I cannot with you.
Hey man, look, it's so funny because
oh my goodness,
you know, that song is valuable. Y'all laughing at this song. That song is valuable because we all learn how to play.
That's right, foundational.
All right now.
That song is valuable, man.
I gotta take a sip of my Starbucks on that, boy.
You gotta know Mary, man.
I know it.
Cuts.
But also I love what you did with Yes, Jesus Loves Me. That was amazing.
And I appreciate that because you really helped blow that song up for me too, man. That was that's our connective there, right there. That song.
In fact, as I mentioned on the radio program, when my daughter Erica, that's the first song she ever heard in her lifetime, because when she was coming into this world, in the back, in a corner of the hospital room, I had his song "Yes, Jesus Loves Me" playing softly on repeat.
Wow!
And so that was her introduction, her first song she ever heard outside of the womb was that song, and it is just an amazing song.
That's
It
an honor
really
right there.
is.
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
really
That's an honor
is.
there.
And then, of course, Makeda gave us, me and my daughter, No Greater Love. So both of you guys have really been instrumental.
You got to
And
play Psalms 23 by Makeda, though. That's my cut.
Psalm 91?
Psalm 23.
Psalm
23,
91.
right?
It's
91. Psalm 91. My
Yeah,
bad.
my
I
favorite
know it's
song
one of
in
them
the
numbers,
world.
though, but that's my
One
cut.
of them numbers.
Yeah, it was 91. Yeah, that's
Didn't I play that one yesterday?
You got to keep playing that. That's a cut. That
It
is
is.
a cut.
yeah.
But what I love about
played
all
it
of you
yesterday.
guys,
Yeah.
91? Is it 91?
Psalms
Yeah,
91.
Psalms 91.
By 90? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. I'll check it
But
out.
what I love about all of you
Amazing.
guys is that all of your music is really timeless. If you were to re-release those projects today,
Working on it
Terri
right
Carroll,
Yeah.
Lanee,
Yeah.
if you guys were to re-release those and call it a deluxe CD and add a couple of new tracks on it,
Yep.
you got a whole different audience right now
Mhm.
that wasn't around back then, and the music really was
Working
ahead of
on it.
itself.
Yeah, working on it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Because
great idea.
I did the best of for in Japan, Eric. I did the best of CD, but we're doing a reprise of remixing stuff here for the States because I didn't release the best of here in the States. So that's what I'm working on now because Eric was yelling at me about it. So yeah, we're working on
Me
that.
too.
Well, I
Yeah.
try to encourage the people, and even yesterday, I had a couple of people texting me, listening to the show, and they're singers, and I was like, "Why you holding out on us? What you waiting on? You got an advocate here, you know." And because one of the toughest things is to get airplay,
Right.
Yeah.
you know. And I'm blessed that we're living in an age now. One, because of the pandemic, and number two, when I was on KIFM before and I left in 2001, we were on the internet then, but it wasn't quite as big as it is now because, now everybody can listen to Spotify and everything right there on their phone.
Yes.
And so, but what I love doing most about the show is the fact that, yes, you can put your playlist on, but it's still nothing like having that human touch,
True.
That's right.
someone to encourage you.
So Eric, please tell other independent artists how to get their music to you.
Well, the best way to do it is go to my website, thejazzspel.com, and they can submit it that way. In fact, what I do is I scour the internet. Like I played an artist yesterday. His name is Andre Cavor. He's a saxophonist. I don't know if you've heard of him, Panther. He's out of the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Okay.
And there's a song that I played by, what's his name? By the Campbell guy, Lamar Campbell. I played that yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You know that one, Lanee? Because I think
More
I've
than
heard
anything.
that. Yeah, more than anything.
Mhm.
I saw another guy singing it on Facebook last week, and I had heard it before, but I just never played it. And I did a search, and behold, not only did I find Lamar Campbell, but I also found this other guy, Andre Cavor. And I talked to his wife yesterday, and she was just in tears when I played it because I had texted them beforehand, and they were just so grateful. And I'm going to play another song by him next week. In fact, I'm going to play that particular cut by him on next Sunday's show. And because I wanted to start it off with the actual one more than anything. But so that's what I do. And like I said, if it fits my format. Now, see, there's some people that are sending me stuff that is more like social conscious and all of that stuff. And some of it I will, but for the most part, I tell them, listen to my show and you tell me where that fits.
Eric, I just want to say bye to Mariea. She has to go take care of her mom. So I just wanted to say bye.
Oh, does
Bye,
she? Okay.
sis. We love you.
Love you now.
Love you, dog.
Okay.
And I have just a couple more minutes before I have to go as well. So
Okay.
I need to wrap
It's
it up.
7:22. We'll get off in a couple minutes here. So hang tough for a couple more minutes and we'll all go because I thought we would be gone by now. But anything else? Terri, you have anything else you'd like to add before we leave? And tell us about your project again, your CD, your song.
Yes. Okay. So I have a brand new single that's featuring Claude Deuce called I Have You. My boy Claude. He's a beast, and he wrote and produced the song, and he's singing on it too. So it's available at Bandcamp right now. So anybody, like I said, those orders, that $1 download is at www.terricarroll.bandcamp.com. Also, I'm just releasing singles right now because that's what economically makes sense to me as CEO of my. You might as well say you are your own record label, but
Well, you are.
so just financially, it's cheaper to do singles. It's less expensive to do singles, and you really have to get people like to stream. So you got to work with them until they actually want to buy, and it's more economical to do singles. So that's what we're doing right now. So we've released "I'd Rather Have You" for the rest of this year, and then we're gonna be doing some more music from that same project next year as well.
Awesome.
And actually a remake of my testimony song "Laid Low," which was probably the biggest song on my Terri Carroll album. We're doing a jazz version of that, and it's awesome.
A jazz version, you said?
Yeah, with Mike Lloyd on piano, so it's amazing. So yeah, looking forward to doing that.
And for you guys who are not familiar with it, "Laid Low," that was one of the first songs I played off the project back in the day. And it was her testimony about being delivered from being on crack and among other things. And so I'm proud of you, sister. You survived your wilderness.
Proud of you.
You survived it, and you're doing your thing.
Thank
you.
And you can't see a trace of it.
That's right.
Praise God. Praise
Cannot
God.
see a trace.
And prayerfully, it will inspire other people who are going through whatever the hurt, habit, or hang up that they're dealing with.
Yes.
Okay, Lanee, what are you working on?
Just wrapping up a couple of wrap up 2 songs already. I want to do wrap up one more, and we will be releasing the deluxe project probably in the next couple months or so. Just working on getting some photo shoots and stuff done, and so stay tuned.
Awesome.
Lanee Battle Deluxe.
Awesome.
Yay.
And of course, Mark Allen Felton, the artist also known as Panther. What you got going on?
I got a secret project going on. and that's real. And that's real. And so I ain't gonna say nothing else about that, though.
Because it's a secret, you know.
It's a secret. But you will be hearing about it shortly. You will be hearing about it shortly.
Okay.
It's on the hush.
As y'all say in Chicago, quiet as it's kept, huh? And how about you, Makeda?
Well, actually, I'm putting Panther on blast right now because I'm redoing. I'm doing like I was sharing with you. I'm going to do a reprise of a lot of of several, not a lot, of what we depicted as the hits of my first 2 albums, The Naked Truth and the Return. And I'm asking my big brother. What he do? I want that whole Luther vibe, that saxophone thing on "Send Me." We're redoing "Send Me," and I want to do that whole Luther. That I want that. Remember the "Love Won't Let Me Wait" and where how the saxophone just reached for the first 5 minutes. So we're going to do that with "Send Me." You know how long and how beautiful that introduction is with the strings, Eric, on "Send Me"?
Oh, yeah. I played it last Sunday.
I know. I told you I want to know that girl. I want my big brother to play on that. Would you play on that, big brother? Because I'm asking nicely in front of everybody.
Yeah, I missed that question. What you say?
Don't even try it.
I missed the question.
You know we're big time on us now.
I done went through this whole soliloquy of dramatics.
Let me tell you something, right? Makeda and Lanee, these two people right here, as far as vocals, working with me. I mean, I can remember Lanee driving from San Diego. I'll be there in 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm up here. And I told, I don't know why I'll be doing this. I told Lanee, I said, girl, I got this cold-blooded song for you. I said, how long was it going to take you to get to the house? So I'll be there in about 3.5 hours. I ain't wrote nothing yet. I mean, I didn't even start. But I was telling her, she let me hear a little bit of that. I said, no, when you get here, it's gonna be cold. By the time she walked in the house, boom, I had that thing ready.
That's what he do.
You remember the Christmas song?
The genius in you.
It was like that song wouldn't even know where it wouldn't even started when I talked to you.
Well, Terry, if you need a saxophonist extraordinaire, you saw what he can do.
Oh
and
my God.
Panther is one of the baddest ones out there. And I'm so happy, Panther, that you got the opportunity. Who's it with? You're with ICM, is it?
Right.
Yeah, he's with one of the major agencies, and that makes a tremendous difference. And the video you saw in Beijing, I had a friend who was in Beijing at the time, and I hit her up on Darla.
Right.
And I hit her up on Facebook and told her to go check him out, and there she was. She was.
Look, Eric know everybody around the world. He know everybody. Everywhere I go, he knows somebody in that city.
Yeah,
he know everybody.
That's what's up.
And so they went and had an amazing time, and that's awesome. So
I mean, you got to tell them about. Before we go, you got to tell them about the time that we had the little incident. If you want
I know it. I was thinking of that.
I don't know if you want to talk about it.
In fact, no, I was just thinking of that. No, it's an honor and a blessing that me and Panther are actually here, because I actually wrote about it in my book here, Dining, The Love I Have for You. But me and Panther were held up at gunpoint in Los Angeles.
Y'all never told me that.
You might have forgotten it, but I got it somewhere here in my book. But we were held up at gunpoint. We had just got through.
No, I did not.
You Terry.
It was in January 2006. We had just come from the BET Celebration of Gospel. I had just interviewed Stevie Wonder, and me and Panther were on our way back to our vehicles, and we were walking eastbound on the westbound side of the sidewalk. And as we were talking about the ladies and some other stuff, just kind of chit-chatting on our way to the vehicles. And about maybe 40, 30, maybe 20 yards away, this car pulls up and just turns its lights off. And I don't know, the Lord just gave us both the senses to be aware. Yeah. And
we had all your new equipment that day too. Everything, I had a little money in my pocket that day. We were loaded that day.
Right. And I had a big black bag with my video gear and all of that stuff in it. And just as we got to about their bumper of the car.
Yeah, a little bit, right around there.
Just before the bumper, one of the guys jumps out of the car and holds a gun to our head and say, "Give me all your effing money right now." And it was amazing. I ran, we both just instinctively reacted. I ran east, Panther ran west, and it confused him. Yeah. If we both would have gone the same way, he might have would have shot both of us.
Right.
Yeah. And so we were.
But let me tell you the funny part. Let me tell you the funny part of that, though.
Oh,
now that we can talk about it. So he ran that way. I ran this way. I ran and jumped in the bushes, and I was down there. And I got on my phone. I called Eric. Eric, come in. Eric was the next. He was the next block over, right?
I got in my vehicle.
I said, Eric, I'm gonna run around the corner. Come get me, man. Come get me. It took Eric about 2 hours to find me. I'm around the corner. Where you at, man? I'm looking for
I could not beat you, Panther.
He was all by the time he got to me, I was like, Eric, where did you go?
No,
find you, man.
Panther's exaggerating now. I got to my vehicle and I drove around. Panther was down behind some brush, right? And he said, I tell you what, I'll blink my my lights. And when I blinked the lights, double tap the lights, hit him on the high beam. That's when it was me. Then he jumped in the thing, and then I recorded some more. And man, it was like being in a movie.
Right, that's a movie scene.
But you know what? I know you did something really, really cool that day because I was so rattled. I just started going home. And Eric was kind of going home. He called me and said, man, we can't do this, man. We have to go back and tell everybody what happened. I said, Eric, I'm almost at the house, man. I'm shaking. I'm scared, man. I said, you got to come back, man. You got to come back.
Oh, my God.
I said, oh, my God. I turned around. When we went back to the place, and I couldn't really identify because I didn't see anybody. But we actually
it was Stevie Wonder's security guy. He came out, and I told him what happened, and then we called the police.
right.
And then we told people, if you're leaving, make sure you're escorted by someone.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, we saved some people that day.
But no, see, I got there's a scar on my right here. There's a scar that is from that night because I was running with my gear and
hit the wall.
It buckled my knees, and then I fell, and then my whole wrist was all just jacked up, and I still have a scar from that night. And but I thank God, Panther, that we survived it.
Yeah.
Me too, man. Wow.
That
crazy.
night, our lives could have ended in a crazy man. It was 3 Hispanic guys, one driving, one in the back seat, and the one who was on the passenger side is who jumped out of the car.
You know what? If he would have waited about 2 more seconds, he would have got us. He jumped out a little prematurely, and we from the hood and all that too. So we we was people, so we was gone. He's a little bit 2 more seconds, he would have got us.
Well, we were covered, and if it were not so, then we wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the things that we're doing. And God had a plan.
Yeah.
And as I even tell my daughter, Erica, about with me being on the air on 98.1 right now, I told her that because she's getting ready to go to Cal State Fullerton and then to USC in another year or so. But I said, God is honoring Daddy's faithfulness over the years. So all of you guys that I've sown into and other people, the Lord is saying, okay, I've been watching you. I've been taking notes. And so as a result, we're getting blessed in that regard. So, okay, family, last 30 seconds here. Everybody give me a closing statement, whatever you want to say, beginning with you, Lanee. Go ahead.
Sure. I am right now during this pandemic, I'm just I just want to learn whatever it is that God wants me to learn through this, and I want to come out better than I was going in. There's definitely a plan for this, that we're not going through this for no reason, and whatever it is, I want to learn it. I want to learn the lesson in all of this.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Terri, closing words?
I just want to say happy 26th anniversary, Eric. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for me personally as an artist, and what you do for the independent artist community is just amazing. You have just been just an advocate for us, and you continue to be, and I just thank God for you, and I thank God for you for 26 more years and beyond of what you do. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Okay, Mark Allen Felton.
Well, she said it pretty much there. I just want to thank God each one and every one of you all, because being in my life in whatever kind of way it has been just a true blessing, and I'm looking forward to just having you guys in there for another 100 years. I'm about 2,000 years old, right? So looking forward to that extra 100 years. But thank y'all for just being who you are. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Makeda?
Just I'm signing. I'm laying back in off of my sister Terri. I just thank you, big brother. I thank you for 26 years. I thank you for the 21 years of supporting me. I just love you, and I just pray the Father just continues to open up the heavens and bless you even greater, farther than you ever hoped, dreamed, imagined. And I just give shout outs to each and every one of you. Lanee, I love you. Terri, I love you. Panther, I love you. I love you so much. Eric J., you are my heart. I love you so much. And I'm just looking forward to the new thing that the Most High is going to do when we come out on the other side of this. We got victory, you guys. And I just believe no matter what it looks like, in the end, we win. And I love you.
Just one last thing here. Ironically, I was just thinking that I met you, Makeda, when I was in support of Lanee.
Yeah.
Remember, we were at Faithful Central?
Yeah.
And who knew after all of these years, and when you gave me the flyer to come to your release party, I got them all the time, but I said, okay, I'll go. And I went, and from that day to this day, I was just in awe. And I was like, Lord, I'm so glad I went. And it's been just an amazing ride along the way. Panther, you said something?
Yeah, I just want to remind not to walk around butt naked, practicing dictation.
Bye. I'm signing off. Bye. So bad. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, let's do it again.
Take care. Love y'all.
Let's do
Love
it again
y'all.
soon. And you guys, thank you guys so much. And of course, our viewers, thank you all for hanging with us. I'm Eric J. Chambers. Tune into the Jazzspel with Eric J. Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. KIFM.com is where you can go and you can hear it. And of course, if you want to hear the show from yesterday, which I played all of these artists, you could always go to the Jazzspel, thejazzspel.com, and check us out. Until we meet again, God bless you all, family. Great seeing you, Makeda, Lanee, Terri, Panther, and of course, Mariea Antoinette. Peace, family.
Peace.
Shalom.